Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Road to Kharkov. Our heroes today are going to be PanzerGrenadierAngreifen, playing as the Ostir, or Wehrmacht faction in the blue. And his opponent is going to be PrincessOfCamelot, playing as the Brits, the UKF, in the red. So I'm back, guys. I know you probably didn't miss me, but for those that did, sorry for not being around. Unfortunately, it wasn't really my choice. And I hope this is coming out. This is the third time I've actually tried, but holy shit. So the reason I haven't been putting anything out is because I've been having issues with my PC, and I haven't really been able to record. Essentially, I try to record something, the computer hangs, the recording is corrupted and lost, and also the audio and everything. So yeah, I mean, I haven't really been able to work, and I apologize for that. It wasn't really my intention, but shit happens, and well, you gotta do what you gotta do. So the thing is, it took me a while. Obviously, I also had other stuff that I need to do around, so, you know, I couldn't devote my entire time to it, which is why it took even longer. But, I mean, I suppose the simplest thing to say, it's Windows 10. So, I updated to Windows 10 a couple months back, actually. So, you know, it's not necessarily Windows 10, or at least not right off the bat. I knew beforehand that there were some issues with recording software in Windows 10, so I was reluctant to switch over. But, you know, after a while, I heard that with Shadowplay, it was still working and should have been working fine, so I decided to upgrade to Windows 10 before it, you know, the free promotion ran out. And I've been using it for a couple months now, and, you know, it's been working fine. It's what you've been seeing. I mean, sure, Shadowplay, the quality of the recording isn't as great as, say, it's Fraps. It's not raw. But for the purposes of what we're doing here, it seems to be working fine. No real, you know, no real issue. But the thing is that about, what, like 3 weeks ago now at this point, I suppose, almost a month, one night, Windows was telling me that it wanted to install, you know, some updates, right? So I let it do that because I figured, why not? And ever since then, now I can't really say it was the update. Then I'll let you know why later. But, you know, after the update is when the issues started happening. But basically, what happened is that the game got to the point, well, not the game, but the computer got to the point where it would hang. It would essentially get stuck on responsive, and it would show that one of my hard drives was running at 100%, at least, you know, the usability of it, but it wasn't actually writing anything to it. It was just like there, stuck essentially, and that was my recording hard drive. So I, you know, thought maybe it's a hard drive, but I also started looking around, and I saw that this problem happens, you know, to a lot of people. And started, you know, trying a lot of those fixes, you know, making some scans, going into the registry and editing some stuff and whatnot. And all to no avail. Like, I would, again, try recording, same thing. After about 10, 15 minutes maybe of recording, the computer would, you know, it wouldn't freeze, it would keep going, but it would stop doing anything. Like, I could actually see that the recording had actually stopped, even though the game was still running and such. But when I tried to, like, stop the recording or do anything else, the computer would just be unresponsive. And like I said, I tried multiple things. This is actually my third time trying to record this game, so I'm not really interested anymore in what's going on. I haven't actually saw it through to the end, but I did get about 15 minutes in. So sorry about that. I'm trying to show you at least what's going on, and you can see it on the screen. But yeah, I mean, I tried most things that I could. It still ended up being fudged, and the last thing that I'm trying right now, and I actually did a test recording before this. I didn't actually see anything. I just left the computer recording for a little while to see if it would get stuck. And it seems to be working fine. It, you know, it recorded more than 15 minutes and kept going. and basically what I did is I disconnected my hard drive. So unfortunately, my recording hard drive might be dead, and that might have been the issue. I don't know, though, which is the problem, because I'm thinking, well, I guess I'll just go get another hard drive, but then what happens if I connect that and that hard drive also does the same thing, because it's not actually the hard drive, which would suck. But hopefully that's not the case, and you know, it was just the hard drive dying. I mean, I did make it work a lot. I mean, it's been my recording hard drive pretty much since the beginning for a couple of years now, and, you know, I make it work for me, so... Maybe it was just time and it died. So I don't know. So for now, hopefully, you know, it works fine. I had to end up uninstalling pretty much most of my games, and I'm just running it off the other hard drive because I have 3 hard drives in my computer basically. I have an SSD for the boot, and I have Company Heroes 2 in there just to speed up the loading times. But then I have another separate hard drive for my games, and then the other hard drive for recording. So I ended up uninstalling most of my games, just the ones that I definitely play or want to have around, and ended up freeing up more than half the hard drive to have some space to record. So hopefully, at least for now, it'll work and it'll be enough. But man, I hope that once I get another hard drive, it doesn't actually turn out to be a different issue and still does it. But yeah. So anyway, sorry about that, guys. Again, it wasn't planned. I tried to record multiple times during the weeks, and it was just failing, and I just didn't know what to do, because like I said, originally I thought it was the hard drive maybe, but the reason I didn't immediately do anything about the hard drive is because it started actually doing the hanging of the system, like the 100% thing, when I was not even using the hard drive. Like when I was running something else or playing a game that wasn't even touching that hard drive, it would also do it sometimes. So it was kind of weird, and I could have solved it easily, but I was just reluctant and didn't want to accept or think that it might have been my hard drive. So I don't know. Anyways, so here we go. I'm going to spoil it a little bit. We have Angreifen with a 222 now on the field after some firefights all over the place. The 222, though, is going to go up here to the north, harass that MG. It's going to clear it out almost. Going to get it down to one guy with a sliver of health. But the armored car, the AEC from Camelot, is going to run forward and going to eat this thing and tear it apart. Like I said, I've seen like about half the game already multiple times, so nothing really surprising there. Which I know it's not your guys' fault, but it's kind of frustrating on my end. So yeah, so the 222 goes down. Armored car is going to be fine. It's going to be harassing. It's also going to be taking out this MG42 because Angreifen is going to pop it out of the house and not retreat. He's going to move it over here and leave it there. Then the armored car will be moving down. It will engage it. It's going to set itself up and then tear down when it tries to retreat. Not giving it enough time, and it's going to be dead and going to be stolen by Camelot eventually. Which sucks for Angreifen, but he's a pretty good player, rather good player, so he should persevere. Over on the right-hand side, a lot of retreating here as Grenz and the mortar is out. Nice little thing that Angreifen did here that I liked is that he placed his tier 2 over here on the left-hand side. We see his tier 1 right at the edge of the base, which of course is now standard because your units both pop out of the building and are able to reinforce near the building, so it gives you a little bit of defender advantage towards these points. Popping his tier 2 over here on this side gives him the same thing on this direction, which, you know, allows him to have a little bit more control over the map. What else is happening in this meantime? Well, right now we see the capping of the MG. Capping of points. Victory points 455 to 405. Currently in the lead for Angreifen. And we see a Vickers machine gun popped inside this house. And spoilers for later on again. I think a flamethrower is going to clear out these guys, and that MG is going to be lost. But for Camelot, well, he's still going to have 2 because he stole the MG42. So yeah, we see him getting a second armored car, the AEC. And for Angreifen, he's going to be getting himself another 222, which, again, I don't know why I'm saying it. I should pretend, but I'm not going to pretend with you guys. It's also going to get itself killed because it's going to rush forward and is now going to be going up against 2 armored cars, which is just not going to work. And it's going to die. But I swear, after about the 15-minute mark, I don't know anything about the game, so then it should be interesting for both of us. Anyways, in the meantime, while the game catches up to where I've seen it, so what's been happening, guys? I haven't really been keeping up with Company of Heroes for a while because of all this. I see there's a new tournament apparently coming up, and the Warpaint Championship ended and such. So yeah, here's the push. Angreifin's gonna go forward because he Fausted and hit the armored car, thinking he can potentially kill it, but with the second armored car on the field, his 222 is just gonna get torn apart. Takes a shot, pushes forward trying to harass, but gets hit in the face, loses his main gun, and then the car doesn't have anywhere to go and just ends up dying. And Camelot is gracious and, you know, humble as ever. So yeah, over here on the right-hand side, this is where I say the MG gets killed, the flamethrower burst going off, and it's gonna kill pretty much everybody in one blow. There it goes. And now goes the MG42. Not the MG42, the Vickers machine gun. So, you know, a little bit of a tit-for-tat kind of thing there, but Angreifen definitely, you know, suffering a little bit here, having lost both of his 222s, so, you know, not that great. But for now, seems to be kind of okay. Army value's not that different. And Gren's retreating from the center. Commander has been selected for both players, and we have Angreifen going for the Festung Armor Doctrine, while Princess of Camelot has selected the Mobile Assault Regiment, with which he has been getting some flamethrowers on his Royal Engineers. And also that's why you saw the 222 popping smoke, because you get the Panzer Tactician with this doctrine. So another MG42 on the field for Angreifen, replacing his lost one. Nasty shot there by the mortar in the center map. The infantry section is still trying to build, realizing he is dead and his friends are also dead. Retreats down to one man and barely makes it out of there. But for now, Princess of Camelot does have, you know, a little bit of a... Well, not anymore, but he did have the victory points for a little while. And he is now going to be getting them to equalize the victory points a little bit. It's 412 to 399, so, you know, not really that big of a difference. So anybody's game in that regard. Infantry section up in the north trying to capture that victory point, getting mortared in the face. A lot of cover getting laid down there by Camelot, but the mortars just pretty much putting a damper on that. Armored cars moving up, trying to dislodge that MG42 from the shack. Not managing to do so, really. Pack gun getting a nice long-range shot there on the armored car, making it pop its smoke and forcing it to back the hell off. MG42 does pop out of the house, however, as it has taken a little bit of hits. And down in the center, although I don't know why I said down from where we were, but in the center of the map, Royal Engineers pushing forward, one with flamethrower, one with sweepers, trying to clear out, actually clearing out some cover. Oh, nasty shot there on that Royal Engineer squad, bringing it down to one man. Ignites the Sippo? No, I think the Grants threw an incendiary nade, right? Fortunately, though, I cannot see him because he's, well, currently running. Tier 3 has gone down for Angreifen. We'll see if he ends up getting anything from that, or it's just simply teching up. Though I do not believe he needed to build it for teching up, because he can just use battle faces. Well, we can't see it over here, so I don't know what happened. Anyways. No, wait, that's not incendiary nades. That's a rifle grenade. Yeah, never mind. Okay. My bad. And we see Angreifen getting all confused. It's been a while since I've actually managed to cast the game all the way. Getting a Stug 3. Okay, Stug 3. Not bad. Huh, I just thought of one thing. You think it might help? Like, what if I just simply put my hard drive back, but I change the slot that it's connected to? Like the SATA slot. Maybe that might work? I mean, couldn't hurt to try, I guess. I really don't want to lose that hard drive. Yeah, that might work. We'll try it out. Okay, well, anyways. So yeah, now I have no idea what the hell's going on. Like, I actually didn't even know that Angreifen built, or was going to build a Stuggy, so I guess I didn't even get to the 15-minute mark. Little demo charges getting placed there by Princess of Camelot, clearing out cover wherever he can, making the field a little bit less securable for Angreifen. So the Stug is on the field. Not a lot going on right now. Back at base, no additional tech. Princess of Camelot, I mean, does have access to land matrices, or will have access to them. So, I don't know what his plan is. Over on the right-hand side, infantry sections moving around with the support of the armored car. On the left-hand side, the Stug making itself known to the Royal Engineers, quickly forcing them to retreat, and the Grens getting capped by their stolen MG42, forced to retreat as well, while Pios capture in the center. Oof, MG42 getting torn to shreds here by the armored cars, forced to retreat, down to one man, but manages to dodge the last few shots and keep itself alive. Fuel point has been decapped over here. The Pios are trying to cap as much as they can, but it's going to be a while. And the Stug, a little bit exposed there. The armored cars not super great against them, obviously. They're, you know, armored cars. But if they can actually get themselves behind the Stug, they can actually circle strafe it and do quite a bit of damage to it. Slowly but steadily, as you can see. There you go. Like, each shot is individually not super amazing. But once it gets behind and is able to get the upper hand, they could very quickly take out a Stug. So, nice reaction there by Angreifen. Never retreat, always forward, and popping smoke, breaking line of sight, getting itself in the cover of its AT gun, but Camelot putting a little bit of fear in there as he just moves up and takes some shots. Having acquired Veteran C1 on his own thing. Target thread. Which is kind of cool ability. Able to immobilize vehicles if you can get that second shot in. Pretty powerful. Hard to pull off, though. Most of the times, the armored car is taking quite a beating. So for now, a little bit of a, not stalemate, but, you know, standoff. Both players moving back to repair and heal up their wounded. Reinforcing, moving back out. The MG's just holding the line, but moving out. And Angreifen putting up a defensive front right here in the center. Moving out slowly but steadily with his troops. And laying down some mines in the process, trying to do as much damage as they can. Teller mines getting laid down over here on the left-hand side. The previous one was cleaned up by the sweepers of Camelot. And he still has that squad on the field, so it is a relatively valid worry there. So we see the Stug moving up, getting some shots flying at the armored cars. However, we do have a 6-pounder gun on the field for Princess of Camelot. Returns fire, severely damaging the front there of the tank and forcing it to back off. We do see the infantry sections for Princess of Camelot picking up some Brens, improving their anti-infantry firepower. And the Grens over here trying to fight as best they can, but the armored cars are just blasting those sandbags to shreds, clearing out the cover and not allowing them to hold their ground as effectively as they could. Mortar in the center of the field, taking some shots at range, getting some good hits there, and breaking the infantry section, forcing it to retreat. But for now, Princess of Camelot seemingly not really wanting to tech her at all. PanzerGrenadiers are on the field for Angreifen. Nice to see those guys. We don't see them that often. They are quite powerful at close range, able to do quite a bit of damage here. It looks like the MG42 will be cleared out. The PanzerGrenadiers inside the house are now fighting against a 2-man infantry section with the support of armored cars. PanzerGrenadiers are going to be a little bit of trouble here. Could potentially get cleared out. However, they are holding their ground quite effectively. Down to 1 man. Going to be popping that fence and retreating. Should be able to make it out of there. We see Princess of Camelot popping some infiltration commandos outside of the building. However, they are unable to kill the PanzerGrenadiers. However, they successfully manage to retake that MG42, recover that point, and will be fighting back. Nasty shot flying there by the Stug. Manages to hit one of the members, nailing it and forcing it to retreat. Up in the north, Angreifen moving around with some Grens, trying to engage. The mortar just continues to shoot all over the place. Sorry, I am needing some brain air. Let me take a drink here. So we see the mortar for Angreifen, now veteran C3. 13 kills in total, quite a beast. And behind it, we see the Pack 43 coming down for Angreifen. Going to be securing that center. The Stug 3 is still in the field, so I don't know why I call it Stug 3, because I call the other one the Stuggy, but, you know, just the Stug. As Pios retreat from the center. Armored car still on station. Infantry sections moving around. We have more infantry sections laying down sandbags all over the place. It's not a bad thing to do, you know, as long as you're capping, may as well lay down some sandbags. However, here for Camelot, he kind of left a little bit early. Teller mine has been laid down over here on the back, as we saw. We have the armored cars just sitting around. Pios with flamethrowers trying to cap as infiltration commandos push forward. They do have the ability to cloak. Ooh, nasty grenade gonna be flying. Ooh. Nailing the thing. It's light gammon.
We have 300 points remaining.
And we now have the Pak-43 on the field, able to cover pretty decent chunk there of the center map. Bit of engagements all over the place here. Boom, down goes one of the armored cars there for Camelot. Angreifen just nailing it with the Pak-43s. More shots fly. Second car gets hit. However, it does manage to make an exit and get itself out of there. The 6-pounder gun pushes forward, trying to maybe clear out the weapon or something. Not sure exactly what's shooting at it, I suppose. The Stug is a threat nearby, but is forced back. And we see the MG42 popped inside the house. Gonna be shot at here by the Stug. Behind him, though, we do see a infantry section. Oh, nasty shot there by the Stug. Managing to nail quite a bit of infantry. Already 3 kills so far. It's not amazing, obviously. It probably shot more than 3 times, but it's kind of nice that it's actually hitting. And, of course, it does have that gunner on top, which will help out against the infantry significantly. Down to 1 man on that infantry section. No support nearby. The infantry itself trying to move out of the way. Keeps getting shot by the main gun, but the gunner on top is the main threat. And the 1 man retreats. Can he make it out of there? Nope. A little bit too long there. Yeah, it is a Stug. It's not super amazing against infantry, but it is capable of killing them. Tier 4 has gone down for Angreifen as he continues to tech. Back over here, we do finally have the company command post on the field for Princess of Camelot, but nothing from it so far. We do see him getting the hammer.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
So he's probably going to be going for the Comet. That's what I'm going to assume here. In the meantime, a little bit of a lull in the fighting here as both players have moved a little bit defensively. Over on the northern side, it looks like the engagement is going to happen here as the Grens push forward into range of the weapons. We do have a machine gun, the armored car, and an AT gun nearby, so the Grens might be able to decap the point. They are going to be taking quite a beating, though, but they managed to eliminate or at least kill off the crew of the AT gun, which is a bad thing there for Princess of Camelot. Could be potentially killed, although the Stug is all the way back here, so, you know, it's not on station there to kill off the weapon. One of the Grand Squads is forced to retreat. The second one sitting in the cover of its enemies' enemy sandbags, is forced to retreat eventually by the armored car. The MG itself was pushed back, but unfortunately unable to finish off the things. The Stug over here is just pushing infantry as best as can. Not really having too much luck, but hey, 6 kills so far. Doing quite well. Royal Engineers trying to cap the point. Looks like one of the tanks is taking one of the armored cars is taking a little bit of hits there. Moving up, trying to engage the Stug. The Stug manages to dodge the shot with no real issues. And down goes another MG here for Princess of Camelot as his house collapses around him. Was that the Vickers or the MG? It looks like it was the stolen MG. So for now, Angreifen is getting himself another tank. It looks like it's going to be a Broombar. Wow, we haven't seen that in a while. Nice. So the Broombar coming into play. Quite an excellent vehicle. Great against all this infantry. And it looks like the recording is holding so far. Had a little bit of a stutter there that might be noticeable, but aside from that, looks okay. Anyways, right-hand side. Bit of a push here by Camelot, managing to capture quite a bit of territory. However, Angreifen doing what he can to stop him. I mean, nice of Camelot, though, to shift his axis of attack. I mean, he knows he can't really go into the center because of that Pack 43. The north is also covered, so that is his new approach. However, it is quite a ways away from his own base, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to continue to push. MG over here on the right-hand side, trying as best he can, but just gets gunned down by the LMGs of the Grens. And down goes another MG, and now Camelot does not have any machine gun support on the field. We have the Broombar on the field now, and Princess of Camelot does not have enough to build himself the Comet. Does need a little bit more manpower, and should be having it in a little bit. However, he's going to be having to retreat for a little bit. Victory points are 358 to 175 in the lead for Angreifen. The Broombar taking shots. Trying to blow up any potential mines, it looks like. Not sure what it's trying to do. And we see the stolen Vickers machine gun up in the north here for Angreifen, just sitting there and capturing that fuel point, giving Angreifen quite a bit of resources. So it looks like Princess of Camelot, unable to dump in the resources, had to reinforce his troops. Now finally going to be getting that tank. There it goes. The Comet is going to be coming into play. Is it enough to get him back into the game? He is currently losing 90 to 41 as far as pop cap goes, down to 162 points. I mean, he does have, I mean, an armored car. But doesn't really have much, and we're going to see right now Angreifen going for a triple cap, which is going to just speed up the timer here, and probably going to bring the game to a close, I would assume. So AT guns and the Royal Engineers pushing over on the left-hand side, going to be trying to get themselves into better position. However, the AT gun a little bit too far forward, going to be running into a lot of opposition. Nasty shot there by the Broombar, nailing one of the Royal Engineer squads in one fell swoop, eliminating the entire squad. Second squad retreating as it does not want to die like its brethren. AT gun is going to be setting up, takes a shot at the Broombar. The Stug pushes forward aggressively and bravely, but manages to not really do much as the Broombar takes a shot to the face and decides to disengage. Only a little bit of damage, could get it repaired relatively easily, but the message was sent there by the AT gun. Infantry section in the center, engaging against Grens. Rifle grenades flying, quickly forcing them to retreat as they lose most of their members. PanzerGrenadiers with their Shreks, getting a good volley going there on the armored car, forcing it to retreat. We do have the Comet on the field for Princess of Camelot. His one saving grace, I suppose, or I don't know what you call it, but looks like he wants to win the game with that one. And I don't think he can, but we'll see. I mean, there's not a lot of opposition, really. Although, it's enough. I mean, double Shreks, a pack gun, and a Stug. Plus the Pack 43 denying the center. I mean, yeah, that Comet can't really do a lot. So the Broombar up in the north, harassing some guys. Comet does take a nasty shot and nails it on the side, doing quite a bit of damage. Going to be chasing it down a little bit. Second shot flies, gets it down to about half health. But the Pack 43 is now lined up, meaning that it cannot move that much forward. Stug is going to be harassing the Comet here. Going to be taking some shots through the front, which are enough to damage the Stug. It can penetrate, but a nasty shot flying there by the target weak point stuns the vehicle crew. And breaks the turret, essentially. Oh! Nasty shots there by the Shreks, nailing the armored car. It stays alive, however, so it's there. However, another stray shot or well-placed shot there by the pack gun eliminates the armored car. Princess of Camelot not really having much that he can do. Down to 54 points. Throws in the graceful insult at the end. Moves his Comet into the center to engage everything. Sinker detected as he leaves the game, and then the game comes to a close. And that is all she wrote. I'm going to go ahead and turn it around over here so we don't have that much noise. And there you go. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. Again, I do apologize for the lack of videos. Hopefully this one comes out. So far, so good. It seems to be recording with no real issues. And, you know, hopefully it stays that way. But again, I hope you did enjoy the game at least. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.